Welcome to another session of Understanding Human Anatomy and a continuation of the discussion of the ligaments in the foot and ankle. Now, this is a view of the skeleton of the foot and ankle from the lateral side, a lateral view. And notice I've sketched in a tibia, which is actually in the background, and then the fibula, which would be in the foreground of this kind of view. And the fibula and the lateral malleolus cover over part of our view of the tibia and the talus. I want to start by sketching in two ligaments between the tibia and fibula. Here is the anterior tibiofibular ligament, and then we have a posterior tibiofibular ligament. And both these ligaments run between the tibia and the lateral malleolus. Put some labels in here. The posterior tibiofibular ligament and the anterior tibiofibular ligament. And connect the line to the anterior tibiofibular ligament. Then we're going to see a ligament that runs from the lateral malleolus down to the calcaneus. This is the calcaneal fibular ligament. Draw that in here. So this is the calcaneal fibular ligament. Then we have three relatively small ligaments that run between the talus and fibula, right here, between the talus and calcaneus, right here, and between the calcaneus and cuboid. Right there. So these ligaments are the anterior talofibular ligament, the interosseous talocalcaneal ligament, and the dorsal calcaneal cuboid ligament. And we'll connect the structure to the label. As you can see, the ligaments between the fibula and the tarsal bones are rather small and not totally encompassing. So these lateral ligaments are the smallest ligaments, and they actually are much more susceptible to being strained, especially when you roll over on the ankle. You roll over on the lateral side of the ankle, which would stretch these ligaments. So, we'll go to another slide and look at the ligaments on the medial side. Now, this is the view of the medial side, and again, I've got the tibia up here and the medial malleolus covering over part of our view of the talus right here. So I'm going to start by sketching in the spring ligament here, and then the cuneo-navicular ligament right here, we saw in an earlier video. Now, I want to look at the deltoid ligament, which is the medial ligament of the ankle. And that's really 4 ligaments that are collectively known as the deltoid. The first one I'm going to draw in runs from the medial malleolus of the tibia down to the navicular bone. And this is the tibio-navicular ligament. The second ligament I want to draw in is the tibio-calcaneal ligament, right here, and I'll color that in. And this and the tibio-navicular ligament are so close together that to give you a point of separation, I'm going to draw in a black line between the 2 ligaments right here. And then we have a pair of tibio-talar ligaments, an anterior one right here, and a posterior one back here. And again, because these ligaments are all up next to one another, I'll use a black line between the anterior tibio-talar and the tibio-navicular ligaments, and another line between the posterior tibio-talar and the tibio-calcaneal ligament. So, now we've got the ligaments drawn in, let's add labels. We've got the anterior tibio-talar ligament. There. The tibio-navicular ligament Here, the tibio-calcaneal ligament, here, and then the posterior tibio-talar ligament. Back there. And then these four ligaments together make up the deltoid ligament. There. And then to complete our labeling, let me label the cuneo-navicular ligament, and the plantar calcaneal-navicular ligament. Now, you can see that the deltoid ligament is very substantial. These four ligaments appear essentially as one that really bind up the bones in this area. It's a much stronger set of ligaments than the lateral side. So it's very uncommon for this ligament to be sprained. It's much more common for you to roll your ankle on the lateral side, stretching the lateral ligaments. That concludes our discussion of the ligaments of the ankle and the foot. Thank you for your attention.